Netherlands Femke Bol at 400-meter hurdles. Man, oh man, when she steps on the track, she is somebody you do not want to miss. And we are on world record watch here. And certainly, if they link up in Paris, I cannot wait.
There's no question about it. Your best chance for a world record is right here. And there's the family, dad on the right and mom on the left. And her husband, Andre, always nervous. We saw that with Noah Lyles' mother.
It's the first round.
Doesn't matter.
So nervous.
Doesn't matter. It's the trials. Anything can happen. McLaughlin Levrone will be in 6. Expect a Rai Benjamin sort of first round here. No, she surpassed Ryan with this one. Look at the margin that she has created here. Wow.
And just cruising across the line to say, okay, let's go through to the next phase on Saturday for the semi-finals.
If you're a younger track and field fan and maybe you're looking at the time, it's like, oh, 53, oh. You can go back 10, 15 years. That used to win worlds. That was competitive in the Olympics. Now it's just ho-hum, Sydney McLaughlin Levrone's first round jaunt around this oval.
My goodness, I mean, our miles were literally wide open because it was like, is she gonna run 52 seconds as she jogs across the finish line? She almost did. She is just beyond anything that we can express at this point. She is just so phenomenal. Here she's at the start. She got out really well, but still a bit conservative. She's not even at her best yet at the first 50. She's just still controlled, but you can tell her coach wanted her to execute the first part of the race. And what I love to see here, Otto, is her husband actually counting steps. You know why? Because she's gonna ask him when she gets back there, did I get it right? And he's gonna say, yep, right. I counted every single one.
And I was trying to count myself. She did hold 14 for most of those first 7 hurdles, and then of course she went to 50, and that's why she's coming home with the right leg league. And you see her time.
Look how far behind the athletes are. Just going up and up, 17, 18. That's how far, 20 meters. She wins by almost 20 meters lead.
Almost 3 seconds.
I think you're right, Sonia. I don't think there's anything that can stop her, maybe, if not scaring, certainly breaking that 50.68 record that she set here 2 years ago.
Now, there were other people in that race.
Yes.
We do have to mention
3 seconds behind.
Deonka Bookman, Abby Glenn, Alira McBride, and Chandler Robinson all go through to the semis on Saturday. Congrats to those women, but let's hear from the star of the show. Here's Sydney with Lewis.
All right, Lee, thanks very much. Well, Sydney, it looks so very easy. How did it feel to you?
Felt good. Honestly excited just to be out here, shake off the nerves. Stride pattern felt good. You know, just getting the feel of the rounds again, so I really feel good.
We were showing everybody at home your step pattern and how you do that, as well as your right and left leg dominant. How important is it to continue to work on that, even though it looks so easy?
Huge. I mean, the hurdles don't move, but you can hit one, things can go wrong, so always got to work on that. Want to be as strong on my left as I am on my right.
All righty, thanks so much. And Paul and Trey, Sydney told me that she lost 2 toenails this week before the trials. We'll get the story on that a little bit later. Over to you guys.
Yeah, that's a story to be here as we take you to the second heat of the women's 400 hurdles. No Olympians in this one, but plenty of talented athletes like Jasmine Jones.
That's right, Lee. She was the 2024 NCAA champion just a few weeks ago right here on this track. She also won the NCAA indoor title at 60 meters, which means that we know she can hurdle really well. Her personal best is second on the all-time list of NCAA athletes, only behind Sydney McLaughlin Levrone.
Speaking of Sydney's, how about Sydney Townsend in lane 8?
Yeah, and she was 5th in that NCAA final behind Jasmine Jones. The transfer portal, of course, has revolutionized college athletics. So she started at North Carolina A&T and Pittsburgh. She is now at Houston, second at the Big 12 championships this year as well.
Erin Dowd is in 3, Deshae Wise, Chloe Fair, Kayla Robinson-Hubbard, and Shelby Melvin.
So this one on your screen, Jasmine Jones, like Rai Benjamin, is coached by Joanna Hayes. So we expect a similar race pattern. She'll be in 5.
Jasmine Jones in lane 5. Let's go. Heat 2 of the women's 400 hurdles.
So we talked a lot about cushions. Well, Jasmine Jones's PR is about 2 to 3 seconds faster than anyone in this field. So we do expect a Rai Benjamin, Sydney McLaughlin-Ravoni kind of first round. And she does look good. She's already closing the gap on the 2 athletes ahead of her.
If I'm Jasmine Jones, I come into these trials and go, you know what? Only Sydney has run faster than me here. And not only that, I have so much time since the trial started that she's had a nice little rest since the NCAAs about 3 weeks ago.
And the 22-year-old is racing to make her first ever Olympic team.
She has a nice cushion off the turn, and we've seen this pattern by some of the favorites before. Now it's just a matter of not committing any unforced errors over 10. Good clearance of 10. Jones is on her way.
And Sydney Townsend following her home. So Jasmine Jones with the win. Number 1 qualifier from Heat 2, and Sydney Townsend comes in right behind her. Good start, strong run, in control.
It's a nice feeling after you've won the NCAAs to be able to come to the Olympic trials. And, you know, you dream about these moments. And so you get the first round out, you shake off the nerves, and, you know, you start to really believe that this dream of being an Olympian can actually be realized. And so here she is, you know, coming off the turn, looking really strong and in control, Otto.
Yeah, and it's a cliche in this sport, but at the trials it probably matters more than any other time. Just worry about the things you can control. We've been through enough trials. People hit hurdles and people fall and stuff happens. All you worry about is every round and being the best you can be. She's already way in the lead, looking up at the board, and she knows she's into the semi-final round.
And also going to the semis behind Jasmine Jones and Sydney Townsend. Although, all right, let's get to Heat 3. And here is the only Olympian in this race. It's Anna Cockrell.
Yeah, the last time we were at the Olympic trials, she got 3rd and probably gave the best post-race interview of the entire trials. I got a chance to talk to her this week at length, and I'm telling you, I have never seen her more ready for any race ever. She is full of confidence and feeling like it's her destiny to go back to the Olympics and go one better and make the final and medal.
Lewis and I saw her at dinner last night. She was like, can we get this thing started already? I'm tired of waiting. All right, in lane 4, Kayla Garrett.
The North Carolina native coming off of her freshman year at, yes, the University of Texas. Hook'em Otto. She's the Big 12 champion in this event. She was 4th at the NCAAs. And look, speed runs in her genes. Her mom, Lysandra Collins, was a sprinter at the University of Georgia and North Carolina A&T.
So Anna Cockrell on the inside in 3, Garrett in 5.
Set.
Top 5 goes straight through to the semis on Saturday. And look at that, good strong start from Anna Cockrell.
Yeah, keep your eye on the inside lane. That's the woman, Anna Cockrell, 3rd fastest American as we start these trials. But remember, she has been training for years with 2016 Olympic champ and former world record holder, Dalilah Muhammad. So we know her race pattern. Go out very, very hard, and then you can cruise home.
We hadn't seen much of the favorites running from the inside, and so this was a great advantage for her because she gets to see the entire field in front of her, and she's really set this up to allow herself to cruise on in.
By the way, Dalilah Muhammad's coming up in the next heat, running into the home stretch behind her, and Kayla Garrett, the 19-year-old, chasing down Anna Cockrell, but Anna's got a commanding lead and has got this under control. Finally, your first race of the trials. Anna, yeah, you can breathe a sigh of relief, and we'll see you on Saturday in the semis.
I'm sure she will say that was worth the wait. As Anna Cockrell wins Heat 3 of 5. She has a great support system, as do many of these athletes, from her family back in Charlotte. But that was an easy win, son.
Yeah, I've never seen her look better, Otto. She struggled between the last Olympics and to this point, and, you know, I really feel like she's really gotten it right now. Her training is going well. She's in a good place mentally. I like the way she executed her first round, and obviously we can't put anybody on the podium, but I do see her making this team and representing Team USA.
Yeah, and like Sydney McLaughlin-Ravoni, a lot of these athletes who haven't run throughout these trials and now have had to wait, they're working on their step pattern. Yes, always working on that step pattern, even in the first round. They will have had a specific plan from their respective coaches, And I think Coach Boogie Johnson will be happy with how his charge Anna Cockerill looked in this third heat.
Hannah Antkowiak ran really well out wide in lane 9 to come home third. Dominique Muston and Simone Watkins will go through for Saturday's semi. Let's hear from Anna Cockerill with Lewis.
All righty, Anna, you remember last night we saw you at dinner. You're like, get this thing going. It's finally started. How was this first round?
Finally. You know what, it's funny, like, you still get nervous no matter how many times you do this. But this was great, a great first round. Get to feel it out, get it going, get this meet started.
At this point in your career, where are you with this dream? Navigating the trials, and then if you get to Paris, what are you expecting from yourself there?
Podium. I usually have a lot of words for you, but there's just one that time. Podium.
Well, you have all year to think about it. People don't remember that all the national championships are every year, but this stage only every 4 years. So how long have you thought about that podium?
I've been thinking about it since 2021. You know, I made the final, got DQ'd. I just knew that at that point I didn't have what it took to make a podium and had to make a change, join Coach Boogie. I've been working for it since then.
All righty, you're off and running.
Off and running. I know they're telling you to get rid of me, but Sierra, Nate, Parker, Ariel, Kendall, John, Courtney, Phoenix, my neighbors in Texas. You all done me a big favor. I can't talk about it, but thank you. All right, I know they're telling you.
I feel like she might have left her spikes or something.
All right, thank you.
Well, we told you she is confident. She's confident enough to win her heat easily, and then remember a roll call of people to thank. So Anna Cockerill, she is on her way to the semifinal.
So that's Anna Cockerill through. We'll see her on Saturday in the semifinals. Coming up next, it's Heat 4 of the 5-heat structure of the women's 400-meter hurdles. And you're going to see this lady run. A specialist at this event, a 5-time world medalist. It's Dalila Muhammad, and these will be her last Olympic trials.
Man, and you know, there's so much rich history in this event. We talk about Dalila Muhammad, who you want to say she walked so that Sydney McLaughlin-Ravoni could run. I also think it's worth a mention, Lashinda Demas, who is now being awarded the Olympic gold medal that she missed out on. She also, too, created this history that these athletes are being able to stand on the shoulders of. And so this is fun to watch Dalila in her final Olympic trials. She's really been so dominant. She's Olympic gold medalist, Olympic silver medalist.
I've got my ring, I've got my pajamas from Sonia. All I have to do now is to come and compete. But back to Dalila Muhammad for a second. I've been covering this sport for 20 years now. Dalila Muhammad would go in my top 5 of toughest athletes I have ever covered. Yeah, we know all the medals, but what you don't know is some of the stuff she's had to come back from. Getting COVID, injuries, looking like she had no chance to make teams. And all she's done is medal just about every time she's made a team.
And she does it with grace. She does it with such grace.
Yeah.
Let's go, 4th heat of the women's 400 hurdles. Dalila Muhammad right in the middle.
And now you talk about the grit that she has and how she's able to show up even when her back is against the wall. And what she always does so well is get out really hard and set the tempo. So we want to see that out of her here in the first round. So far, not the Dalila we're used to seeing, but still a pretty good showing up to this point.
Look, we're not going to mince words. This is not the Dalila that won the Olympics in 2016. She's a little bit further on in her career, but she's still the 3rd fastest woman ever in this event. And I think she came out here knowing, look, I'm not going to shoot any bullets that I have quite this early. I'm going to save that for when I get to the final, if I have to surge to potentially make a team. So Glenn leads.
Yep, Rachel Glenn ahead of Dalila Muhammad. Jessica Wright has run really well out in lane 8. She's going to go through to the semis on Saturday, but the #1 qualifier, Rachel Glenn.
And that has to feel good. You've already booked your ticket. You come out your first round. You're in here with somebody who you've seen run this event that you compete in for so many years. You ease by her, and you're comfortably into the semifinals.
Yeah, that was Awesome. And you know, with Glenn, she's out here with a lot of pressure off, and that makes these competitions so much more fun. When you know you already have a ticket, it's like, look, this is icing on the cake. Obviously, she wants to pull this double off and be on the team, and she looks good to start. But watch Dalila Muhammad. You said something that was really smart, right? Is that let's not shoot any bullets too early.
Yeah,
she knows that top two gets a preferred lane, so she just stays right there. She looks good, Otto.
Yeah, she ran as fast as she had to. Top two, she'll get a good lane for the semifinal. Look, when you've been through as many of these 400-meter hurdle battles as she's been through, she knows exactly what she's doing. And no, she's not the Dalila Muhammad from 8 years ago. She doesn't have to be. She just has to do as much as she can through each round and then let it hang in the final.
All right, top 5 get the auto qualify for the semifinals on Saturday. Let's head down to Lewis. Who have you found, Lewis?
All righty, Rachel, can you just explain to us how exciting it is to know you're already going to the Olympics in the high jump, and here you are out here running the 400 hurdles?
Right, it's a crazy combo, I know.
And are you enjoying it? You excited about what's coming?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've never been to Paris before, so I'm very excited.
I saw a comment saying that you need to work on your French. Are you ready? You know how to say hello? Bonjour.
Yeah, bonjour,
Yeah, you say au revoir, goodbye.
au revoir. What else? Give me some more.
Well, I'll tell you in the next commercial. How about that?
Got you.
That's a great start.
Yeah, it is.
All right,
Hurdles, and this is the 5th and final heat, and this is Shamier Little.
She has 2 World Championship silvers in 2015 back in Beijing, and then last year in Budapest. This is the second half of a 400-meter hurdles double that she's doing at these championships. Last time at the Olympic trial, she was 4th, just behind Anna Cockrell. She'll start out of lane 5.
Watch for Cassandra Tate. She's starting in lane 8.
Now 33, she has a bronze at the World Championships dating back to 2015. But this has been a pretty good season for her. She's just off of her personal best. And she says that, I love it. Why stop? She says she still gets so much joy from competing. It's an Olympic year. Why not go for it? She has all the experience in the world, but she's going to have to be at her best to be able to be on this team.
One Olympian in this heat. It's Ashley Spencer, who's in lane 7.
Yeah, 2 Olympic trials ago in 2016, she made the team and then went to Rio, where she finished in the bronze medal position behind Dalila Muhammad. But let's go back to Shamier Little a little bit. Like Anna Cockrell, she said she didn't want to wait and she wanted to run the 400. When I see how competitive this event is going to be, I'm concerned a little bit about Shamier. It's like, how much did 3 rounds of a hard 400-meter take out of her legs?
Yeah.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, I was surprised she did all 3 rounds. It made sense for me to see her do the first round, and she ran so well. I think that would have been good confidence going into this. But to go through the grueling all 3 rounds, we'll see what's in her legs.
We think she's going to get a season's best because her season's best is 58.2. Her personal best is 52.3. So we think Shamier Little is going to set a season's best here. She will have to be in the top 5, we think.
This race will establish the semi-finalists. It's the final heat of the women's 400 hurdles.
And Shamier Little there in lane 5 is out well. Watch Ashley Spencer there in lane 7, who traditionally has a good finish and not the best start. But Shamier Little moving well down the backstretch.
Yeah, one of the things that Shamier Little did after not making the Olympic team 3 years ago, she went and worked on her flat speed. She's now a sub-50-second performer in that flat event. And I think it's helped her hurdling, and it definitely helped her to get that silver medal last year at Worlds.
And watch Cassandra Tate out there, who I told you is having a really good season. She's in lane 8, and at this point, she's in control of this race. Shamier Little should be looking better at this point.
Ashley Spencer's got some work to do to be in the top 5 on the inside of Shamier Little. Shania Bellamy. But now Shamier comes back, surges in these closing meters, past Cassandra Tate. Shamier Little, as Addo predicted, season best with a 54.93, gets the win.
Yeah, that was as good as somebody who wants to make this U.S. team in this highly competitive event should look. Shamier Little taking care of business out of lane 5. And she, yeah, she does. Anytime she's dancing, you know she's happy with her effort.
So there they are coming home. Tate on the outside, who had set up the race really well, was a rabbit basically for Shamier Little. And then going over this hurdle there, you see Shamier Little taking control of the race. And here's the 10th hurdle. where Shamir Little could have backed off a bit here, Otto. She's done so much running at this championship. I would have been walking across the finish line. But, you know, she's been training well. She said she feels good, and so she's just going to keep going for it. And I always think winning is a habit, so win every time you can. And then here goes the dance moves, Otto. You know, she's feeling good.
And here's who's joining Shamir in the semi-finals, headlined by Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. That very comfortable run earlier on. And so those semi-finals again on Saturday. But let's hear from a happy, very groovy Shamir Little.
I think she liked seeing the dance back in slow motion. That was a good look. So we're curious, how are your legs feeling after 3 rounds of the 400?
Loose, really good. I feel really fast. I just feel good.
Yeah. And so no taking away from what you're doing here, doubling up. And it's a tough double, right?
It's a tough, but I'm tougher. So
okay,
we're here with it.
All right. Your expectations here at the trials for you in the 400 hurdles?
Yes, expectations make this team.
All right. You ready to go?
I am.
Dance is ready to go too. Thank you, Shamir.
Thank you.
Keep it simple. Well done, Ashley Spencer and Chloe Fair. They made